Welcome to Realms Unknown. This is Impossibilities, our homebrew Delta Green campaign. We thank you for joining and hope you enjoy. So, welcome back to Realms Unknown. This is Impossibilities, our homebrew Delta Green campaign, and this is Operation Migraines and Madness, Session 1. I'm just going to get right into it. The three of you, Kopesh, Kilo, and Kuro, are standing in the lobby of the storage unit facility, and I'll just have you guys once again introduce yourselves, character with their code name, physical description, and just the title of your origin story, please. So why don't we start off with Williams?
My name's Josh Williams. I'm playing Carlo Darcy, and codename Kopesh, and my origin story is Zygot Ranch. He is basically just Jason Bourne, but a cowboy.
Johnny?
My name is Agent Kilo, and my origin is abduction. And I think we went over last time that I am a red-haired, mustached Irishman who is seeking refuge in America in Delta Green.
Johnny?
Hi, I play Kuro. His origin story is the last alien survivor. He's a very handsome man. Very, very handsome. 6 foot tall, dark hair, purple eyes. You'd love him.
And the three of you make your way up to locker 309. And when you open the door, there is, as usual, billowing cigarette smoke. Agent Bellingham behind the desk, and in the far left chair, a new cell member. Andre, what are you introducing?
Gentlemen, my name is Robert Lancaster. I'm 32 years old. I'm 5'5", and my backstory is temporal anomaly.
Your name?
Forgive me, Kodak.
He did that all by himself.
Sounds familiar.
Sorry?
That sounds familiar, David.
Yeah, he did that. That was all.
Why does that sound familiar, David?
I know why it sounds
Pure coincidence, and I don't. Yeah.
Operation Milk.
I thought he died.
Kodak wasn't there. That was the name of the lake.
Oh, okay.
Pure coincidence.
Yeah.
My character is a photojournalist.
Okay.
Willingham addresses you, the three of you. Welcome. Welcome, agents. Please, have a seat. This is Agent Kodak, your newest team member. I'm sure you have some time to get acquainted shortly. For now, I'll just get straight to the point. We have a situation in 1 second. Let me pull my notes up. In the small town of, hopefully, I think I'm saying this right, Abilene, Texas. Yeah. Over the last 2 weeks, nearly the entire population has reported migraines and ringing in the ears. There's been 11 attempts of suicide since the first reports on August 5th. 6 of those attempts have been successful. That's pretty much the gist of the details. We have a friendly in the area, a journalist by the name Susan Simmers, who apparently has some leads for you guys. You can be found at her place of business. She's anticipating your arrival at her, I don't know what it is, it's an office of some sort. It's called The Insider.
It's one of those publications.
Yeah, she's a conspiracy theorist, but she never shares anything she shouldn't.
Well,
Do we know if the suicides were because of the ringing and the sounds and people trying to escape it, or was it caused by something else?
It seems like people have just been, just non-stop. It's now August 19th, so the earliest reports were on the 5th. So
Okay.
non-stop migraines and ringing in the ears has apparently driven some of the residents to attempt suicide.
Do earplugs seem to be effective at combating this? Or does the sound more so seem like it's coming from inside your head?
It seems like it's coming from inside your head. Sarah Simmons says she has been just basically on Advil, Tylenol, nonstop.
So this is more than just your average case of tinnitus.
Yeah.
At first, that's what we thought, but
Is there
go ahead, Kodak.
is there a particular radius proximity in which this is occurring? Are symptoms less obvious the further people away from particular sources, say a lake, a suburb, a school, buildings?
I can't be sure. That might be a good.
So it seems to be randomly across the town.
Yeah, it seems to be. That might be a good approach to see if you can triangulate that when you guys get there. As usual, in this locker behind me, I have some IDs for you, Kevlar, and a Glock, as well as burner phones.
As is tradition.
What's our cover this time? What are the IDs? Are we local PD or?
It's a small town. Local PD would be
Suspicious.
Okay. So
Investigating federal agents, I assume. It's worked well for us.
Yes, sir.
Alright.
And again, you suggest that hearing protection wouldn't necessarily negate the symptoms?
I don't believe so.
I'm mindful of how we can protect ourselves.
I suggest you get a big bottle of aspirin.
Alright.
I'll grab my ID, Glock, and stuff it into my bag. Get prepped to go.
I'll grab everything but the Glock because the last time I used that Glock, it jammed up on me. I'm not touching. Not touching.
That
Not
sounds
touching
like a
weapons that
skill
you
issue.
haven't serviced yourself.
Even though it was
Kodak
like
will grab
in
the
a
spare.
dream. Like it was
Grab
weird.
the spare. Yeah, just in case yours jams.
Yeah. I'll shoot. John Wick
Yeah.
style.
Ammo.
That's how I
Alright,
roll.
Thank
it.
you, Agent Willingham. Informative as always. Next time, please bring more coffee.
We can get old coffee.
And then I'll kind of grab my stuff.
I never leave this storage facility. Next time, why don't you bring me a coffee?
Tell you what, I'll bring you a coffee. You get me a slightly fancier weapon to bring.
So we all grab our stuff, walk out to the lobby, or walk out into the hallways, and
Take my one out of the airport.
I'll turn to Kodak and kind of tip my hat and put out my hand. It's good to meet you. I'm Agent Kopesh.
Kodak, nice to meet you. I'm sure we'll get acquainted on the flight.
Oh yeah, yes. Don't worry, we're not flying coach or nothing.
Bro, why don't you
Yes.
give me a sanity roll?
What?
Hearing
Why?
just after hearing that name, you're not gonna lose. I just want to see how well.
Where the flashbacks start.
I got a 59 under... What's my sanity again? It's been a minute. 80.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah. What are you talking about? It would have been higher, but you made me take 20 unnatural.
You guys gathered together in.
Probably my limo.
Oh, I 100% drive my car.
Yeah,
over
whatever.
to-
You take your
Or
car.
actually, I guess I would have driven my car to the airport, Canada, and then we would have flown together. So my car's not here, so I
Yeah.
begrudgingly have to get in his limo.
You get your ass in my limo.
It's too flashy, Kuro. It's just gonna burn us one day.
If you have a problem with being in expensive things, you can fly coach next time.
Make our way to the airport and get on his jet.
Board Kuro's private jet, fly out to Texas.
I assume while having a decent little conversation with Kodak. Not really. I think talking about past missions or anything, just what the specialties are and stuff.
Yeah, this is my first mission, so I really don't know what to expect.
Oh, what are you good at? What brought you into the agency?
That will unfold later. But my background... Well, my background is I used to be a photojournalist for Reuters and Associated Press. I covered the first Gulf War freelance, like we all did.
Yep.
Geez, if only they could embed us in with the troops, but maybe one day. So, yeah, I've seen some stuff. But, yeah, I'll wait to get to know you guys a little bit better before Yeah, as you can imagine, we all have some baggage, and I want to make sure it doesn't sort of get misconstrued, and overemphasize elements of my past that may be irrelevant to how we interact as a team. But trust me, I've got your back, and I hope you've got mine.
Well, I mean, I know you're not going to run away if you willingly went into a war zone, so that's good to know. Yeah, definitely. Don't worry, I think I'm around mainly to keep people safe if shit really hits the fan.
Yeah, it sounds like we're here for the same reason, just to protect people.
Yep.
Because it sure ain't the money.
What money? Kuro's money?
I look around at my private jet. Yeah, what money? I don't know about you guys, but I'm getting paid all right.
Yeah, from your dividends and stocks.
Well, dividends, stocks, the creations I've made, my contributions to certain things.
Kuro, why take these risks? Why take these missions?
I like helping people.
Once you know what's actually out there, it's kind of hard to stop, I've heard.
I've been with the company for quite a while. And, I've been an office person, but the field is where my heart's really at. Because I can see the difference I'm making, and I get to help people.
Yeah, it's very commendable. I'm very much on the same boat. I think we'll get along swimmingly.
I kind of look over at Kopesh and Kilo like, don't fuck this up.
I look at, does Kilo have his book in his hands? That object?
No, I do not at this time.
Okay.
It's on me.
Yeah, I figure you can't leave it anywhere.
Nope. I could change my bond now since we.
As we're flying out there, I kind of lean over or move over and sit beside Kilo for a second and ask him if he's checked the book since we heard about this mission.
I haven't had a moment to check.
Luckily, we have 18 hours worth of flight before we get to Texas.
To be frank with you, I'd rather not check it while in flight, if possible.
That's fair. That's fair.
I'll
leave it at that.
Yeah, I'd rather wait until we've landed, and then I will peruse and see if there's anything to be gleaned.
Perk up for a second. Does anyone know how to kind of, trace a sound to its origin point?
Sorry, I'm just looking at my sheet here.
What do you want to roll for that?
If it's emanating across the whole town, how are we going to pinpoint this thing?
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, does any of us have science? I've worked at a university, but I'm more on the art side. I'm an anthropologist.
I have engineering.
I think
I have military science.
I also have military science.
I think one of you guys, there should be a way to triangulate it. I don't know the process myself or how you go about it, but if one of you have training in mathematics, I'm assuming we could figure something out.
Maybe thinking it. If we can just maybe pinpoint everyone on a map when they were diagnosed, perhaps we can just start from first principles and start with that, perhaps.
Yeah, I think, kind of narrow our search down, find the patient 0 as it was, and then go from there.
Yeah, the first person who did it, and maybe bring a decibel counter and just see if there's any change in kind of, I guess, the background sound of the town.
Yeah, although we were
obviously
told that the
anything.
noise...
Go for it.
So I was just going to say, I think we were told that the noise was emanating from within. It wasn't an external stimulus, is that right? So perhaps it was a chemical reaction in the brain or something. Maybe, water supply is just as likely as maybe like an electronic source that's external. So there's just a lot of different variables to be considered, aren't there?
Well, yeah, I've all heard the conspiracy theories around the radio waves causing, something like that. But this is the first time I've ever actually heard any, people who actually have concrete evidence of it happening. And I'm going to look over at Kuro as I say that, kind of like, And then just get Kuro, you never worked on any devices in Texas, did you?
I've worked on devices everywhere. Whether they're
Oh.
pertinent to this or not is a very different story.
there's just been, there has been patterns in the past of your.
The pattern was one thing that accidentally happened to turn out a certain way.
Okay, but I'm just saying there's a precedent for it, is all. Like, we should keep an open mind, but, also consider the easy answers. Any
Can I
booze on
roll?
this flight? Jeez.
Of course there's booze. The cabinet's stocked. What, you think I'm gonna leave without some? There's also plethoras of coffee. Could I roll engineering to see if I could draw up plans for something that might trace waves? Like wavelengths?
Yeah, you can. Sure. Yeah, you can roll.
I'm probably gonna fail. I only have a 20. But at least I get a check mark. That is a 54. I can't do it! But again, I get a check mark.
You guys are finished conversating for the most part.
I think I go and take a nap on the plane.
Yeah, we'll say you guys land. The airport is on, I don't know for sure, but I'm just going to say it is on the southeastern side of town.
Mm-hmm.
You guys have an address for the insider, which is kind of smack dead in the middle of town.
Chance, is it worth checking into our hotel first, or do we expect to be out of here by nightfall?
We should probably check into the hotel.
Always a good idea to get where you're resting down first and then quickly deal with whatever we need to.
That way we're also not walking around fully strapped.
Yeah, we get a rental, throw a big heavy duffel in the back of whatever we rent.
Are we going to get a nice cozy Tahoe again? Or a Suburban?
Seems like the regular thing.
Seems like the regular thing. Blacked out Tahoe.
I think I give... was it Sarah Simmers?
Yeah.
I give her a shout.
Oh, what o'clock is it right now?
That's a fair thing.
Well, we probably went there early.
Yeah.
18 hours we're going down, so it's probably like 1 a.m.
Yeah.
Find a nice motel where we don't have to go through a lobby and stuff.
Yeah, and I'll take...
hotels.
You could go stay in a hotel. I'm gonna go find a motel.
It's fine. We could stay in a motel. It's going on my card either way.
It is.
You know I don't get reimbursed for this, right?
Yeah. I pull out a fucking black credit card. It's like, you remember you got me one of these when you were drunk, right?
Remember, Kuro, the work itself is its own reward.
It is its own reward, and it's fine.
While these gentlemen are discussing, I'm going to take a moment to duck around a corner and open up my bag, unwrap my book, and take a little peruse through it.
Oh, shit.
Probably at the cost of some sanity.
Yeah.
Well, let's hope you succeed.
Yeah, David, let me know how that goes for me.
Yeah, David, let him know how that goes for him.
Yeah, I can roll sanity.
Yeah.
I'm just waiting on you. Let's
Yeah,
go and see what we get.
Let's see what you get. Who knows? You might have a seizure and now you're in an alley and no one knows where you are.
Huh, 22. 22 under 72.
Look at this guy. He crit himself.
Good job.
Are you still with us, Dave?
Yeah,
I'm embracing.
Yeah, he's
He's thinking about what to put in.
Yeah.
he's thinking or he's typing a whole bunch of stuff to Johnny.
He probably sending something to me.
Yeah.
Sending
He
me
thought
something
he'd frozen,
to
but he was just like still.
He's so still, just focused.
I gotta send this guy some insider knowledge.
Let's just do a little RP.
Yeah.
So,
Kilo gets info at the detriment to his own sanity. I guess we're loading. Is this while we're getting the rental car at the airport, or is this when we're at the motel?
Oh, probably when we're at the hotel. Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
probably a better idea.
Yeah. I waited until we got to the hotel, in case I need to lie down.
Did we get 4 separate rooms?
I think for safety, I'd like to bunk. Well, not in the same bed, but in the same room with another person.
I'll bunk with you. We've been doing that semi-regularly anyways.
Not to my knowledge.
Yeah, we have. The last one, we only had 2 rooms, and fucking
I was mad at you. I was
own.
mad at you, so I went with myself.
Yeah, and right now you're probably still mad at me because I projected my dreams into your head.
Yeah, I don't want to go through that again. I want you farther away from me so I don't attach to that bullshit.
Yeah, how is your attitude towards me after that event? Have we kind of...
Oh, we were a lot better after that.
Okay, we kind of moved
not
past
a lot
it a little
better.
bit.
We moved past it a bit, yeah.
Was there a little bit of closure between us? Like,
Yeah.
we kind of see a little more eye to eye? Okay. Well, that's good. At least you don't hate me anymore, son.
No. Don't call me that.
I'm not calling you that. I'm just, I don't know.
I totally realized I still have that plus 10 to a roll of choice from that home scene.
Hey, so do I.
You both do, yes.
That was a good little home scene.
That was a great home scene.
So, Kodak, did you choose that name yourself? I'm sorry, it's going to take me a little while to get used to that name.
Yeah, I'm keen to know what the backstory is there for you. My name seems to be giving you some issues. But yeah, look, like I said, you may not have been there for that conversation. I used to be a photojournalist with Reuters and Associated Press. And so agent name with K, Kodak seemed appropriate.
That does seem appropriate. There was investigation we were doing at a lake, Kodak, where terrible things were happening, and my whole squad was basically wiped out at that mission.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. That must have been horrific.
It was terrible. Apparently I went on a insane spree for about 8 years, or at least that's what I've been told. For me, it was like a couple days.
He did, as you're like stuttering with that, Kopesh is like, he did straight disappear for 8 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
So for you, it was almost like being in a coma. You just fell asleep, woke up a few days
It wasn't even a coma. It's like
from your perspective, like you just fell asleep, woke up. Yeah.
From my perspective, I fell asleep, woke up, and then I was someplace else. I closed my eyes again, I opened them, and I was on the dock outside my house. I gave my old handler a call, and he said I've been missing for 8 years.
One hell of a power nap.
Yeah. It was definitely eventful. Still don't know if it was a dream or if it was real, but I got a little bit of closure with things that happened previously in my life. Call it a insanely deep meditation.
Speaking of meditation,
Yeah, it might take me a little bit to get used to your name without flinching a little bit, but it's not you. It's just the history of it.
I get that. Kodak looks around and sees if anyone else is within earshot. Look, I know what I'm supposed to say, but if it makes you more comfortable, my name's Robert. My mates call me Robbo. So if that makes you feel more comfortable, stick with that.
I'm good with Kodak. My name, funnily enough, is Kuro. It's not just a code name. It's the only name I got.
Nah.
It just kind of stuck.
Right.
Like I said, I've been with the organization for a while, pretty much since it was formed. So that's why I'm able to have all these nice things. I get paid dividends off the top.
Company man, pays to stick around, huh?
Yeah, I could be getting paid more if I was still office person, but like I said, I just like to help people.
Yeah, well, when you got a private jet, I think you're doing good enough that you don't need to be too picky about your role.
Yeah, just wait till you see my house. It's great.
Just one.
Well, I have a lot of
low, mate.
properties,
You're
but I
rating
only
very
have
low.
one house.
Johnny, you get my message?
I got your message. I was just waiting to come in. We can say that I come back around the corner. I've wrapped my bundle back up. Hey, fellas. If we're going by my book, which hasn't aired us too far in the past, I think I know what we're looking for.
What are we looking for?
Really?
Yeah.
I hate when that thing's too clear.
Yeah, no, it's never a good sign when it's too clear. But one of us should go and can one of you pull up a search for a Zygote Ranch, see if there's any mention of it?
You freeze?
I twitch.
Completely fucking freeze. There's a very distant look on my face all of a sudden as you say that.
Kodak picks up on this. He's like,
Yeah, I'll
guys,
pick up on this
what's
as well.
the matter?
I
What's
kind
going
of
on?
pick up on it too, and I'm like, "What's happening at Zygote Ranch?"
This is where Zygote Ranch is.
I kind of put my hand on your shoulder, and I kind of get a little closer to Kilo. What's happening at Zygote Ranch, Kilo?
I don't know for sure, but I know that a creature is being held there. The book told me that the name of the place is Zygote Ranch. It's somewhere outside of town. It's a government facility. I don't know if it's still operational or not, but it was used for testing experiments. And the source of this anomaly is a creature. And that the creature is seeking help and freedom, but it comes at a great cost. So I'm a little bit out of my element here. I mean, normally I consult the book only when things are a bit more dire, and when we've done a bit. This is the first time I've ever consulted it at the beginning of one of our missions. So,
Well, I mean, when an entire town is being hit with something, it's always best to just give it a shot.
but so
I
you
look
know
at
of this
Kuro.
place?
I know this
Kuro.
place.
You remember where it is?
Question for
I
David.
have the duffel to walk it into my house or into the motel. I just turn around and throw the whole duffel back into the truck. Every single piece of gear.
So Kodak's quite alarmed at everyone's reaction. Like,
Yeah.
guys, you've heard of this ranch before, let alone the story behind it. You've heard of this ranch before? Why the reaction? What's going on? Fill me in.
Kopesh and I are familiar with this ranch. I will not divulge anything. I will leave that to him, but it's kind of a sensitive subject.
So you've been here before. You've been in this town before, yeah? Is that what you're telling me?
That's
I'll
a way to
say
say
more in the car as I kind of look around the parking lot to see if anybody's fucking listening.
Are you?
Yeah.
Are you sure we should be going right now?
I don't
We
think
need
we
to
should
go
be going
see
right
our
now.
contact, and then
Yeah.
we need to. Kopesh kind of loses himself again as he thinks about.
As you start to walk away,
Shake
with
my
the
head.
duffel,
It's like, okay, we need to go see our contact.
as you kind of start walking away with the duffel, I grab the duffel while you're still walking, and I'm like, dude, it's 1 a.m. I know you're not going to be able to sleep, but she's going to need to. We do this in the morning.
Grudgingly take the duffel back to the motel room.
We do this in the morning.
Okay, I
Kodak's gonna get to see what's in the duffel.
Yeah, because I'm sharing a room with you.
yeah. Hold on before
Freaking out here.
I'm gonna take like a hushed voice, like, okay, but like I feel like you owe it to me and Kodak to like let us know. Like,
Are you holding the book right now?
No, it's in my bag. I don't keep it.
I kind of put
anyone holding anything right now, because I just have the duffel slung over my shoulder.
I'm holding the duffel right now to like say don't go anywhere. We kind of need to chill.
I'm going to. I look at these guys. They already know. I know in my head Kodak hasn't seen any of this, and I'm just gonna look at is there like a stone on the ground or something, David?
Oh yeah.
I'm going to lean down, ask everybody to move in. I'm going to grab a stone, And I'm gonna look at Kodak and be like, "This hopefully doesn't freak you out, but this you guys need to know is like I grew up there." And I'm gonna throw the stone in the air, and then I'm gonna hold it there and spin it and move it up and down before I let it drop. And
I'm gonna make sure there's no people around watching this happen.
I said huddle in, like everybody
I'm gonna-
huddle in, so I can say this very fucking quietly.
Fuck me.
I will go murder the person who saw.
Testing is one of the many things they did at that ranch. I didn't realize it was here.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay, while we're huddled down though, should we be like?
Should we be inside the room while we talk about this? Absolutely.
Yeah, let's get inside the room.
Yeah.
And the room.
And I
Yeah.
kind of grab the duffel from you, like, why are you showing that shit outside? You could have lifted a coffee cup.
Around us. It's just a little stone. I let it
Get
drop.
your ass inside.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Once we're inside, Kopesh, Kuro, is this like? Do we have to be worried that there are people in the town who like work at the facility? Possibly, like we should be keeping post.
People in the town do work at the facility. There are government agents there.
If
And-
they cleared it.
It's not cleared.
I don't fully remember what happened when we left, but I remember it wasn't good.
I remember when I authorized the extraction, we didn't wipe the place out. Extracting you and Rahima was the biggest. It was the biggest part of it. Everything else could wait, and I guess it didn't get dealt with.
Okay.
And Kuro, at this point, you really wouldn't know if it's active or not, because it was
I'm just assuming that
it was
is.
taken over by the company and not Delta Green.
Yeah. But kind of making an educated guess of like, there's a creature down there, it wants out. Someone's in there. That means someone has to be working there, someone has
Or
to
they
be living
left it.
around.
There's a green box. Kind of like secure holding that nobody knows about.
Yeah.
Are we in me and Kodak's room?
We're
'Cause
all
we
in
carried-
one of our rooms.
Because we carried the duffel in. I assume we're not dropping the duffel in your room.
No, I would have just pulled you into one room because we're all still talking right now. We didn't go our separate ways. I'm sure.
not yet.
I'm sure Kodak and Kilo want a little more answers that I'm not going to give them because that's your deal.
I mean, I haven't been there back here in a long time, man. It's still got the memories, unfortunately. But I
So
think
Kopesh,
Kopesh sits down on the bed. It's like, okay, what do you guys want to know? If this, I don't know about all the going-ons there, but I know some of the stuff that was happening when I was there.
Kodak interjects. Whether the guys pick up on the fact that Kodak's not as freaked out as they might otherwise expect, Kodak turns to Kopesh. It's like, Kopesh, Wellingham, does he know about your background of this ranch? So,
It's-
is there a reason he may have sent us here with you along? Can't be a coincidence.
It might have been handed down through the chain. I mean, somebody up there knows exactly where I'm from. Like Kuro said, I was extracted with the doctor. That was, what, 22
22
years ago?
Yeah.
So perhaps the fact that you're on this mission, on this operation with us, perhaps that's the biggest clue.
Mm-hmm.
It sounds like there's something going on there. You've been there. You know the layout.
For quick reference, I said 22 years ago. Kopesh looks to be in his mid-20s. Kopesh is actually 25 years old. So that was. I mean, I know the layout of some areas, but I didn't really get to free roam. I was born there, if you can call it that.
So, I have a question for you. This might be a bit uncomfortable, but given what I know of both you and Kuro, do you think that we're dealing, when we say creature, are we dealing with a creature or something that was once human?
There was fucking 12 of us. How did we talk about how many of us there were, David? At least where I was.
I think we did. Going off my map, I'm going to say there
I don't think I wrote down how many.
There was like 3 of you.
Oh no, sorry. Oh, never mind. I'm just reading through the backstory. Yeah, it was 3.
There was 3 successful subjects.
Oh yeah.
And you were one.
So there was a bunch of us, but only 3 of us made it through the first kind of stages.
I send you a
So-
DM, Mr. David.
So, Kopesh, I know you, I've met you, you seem like a decent and you seem spooked about this place. This creature, it says it's going to come with a big cost, but if it's, something that's been wronged, I feel like we have to help it. Would they hold something there that's, like, dangerous or maleficent in some way?
Hold whatever they wanted down there. That was, at least from where I remember moving around, was very secure. You didn't go anywhere without a guard. You didn't. I mean, I was kind of property when I was there. I didn't have free roam. I was, as fucked up as this sounds, I was a fully thinking, talking baby, child, toddler, whatever you want to call it. Ranch you've been to is where I've lived since then. That was, yeah. I mean, they did teach me. I've had many agents over the years come by, Kuro included, to show me stuff. They might have been prepping me for this for a long time. Kodak might be very much onto something with that.
All right. Well, one other question I have is, was there any difficulties in terms of translating or talking? Would my skill set come in use here if we need to deal with something which can't communicate in normal ways? Language we don't know.
If it was in the facility when I was in there, I never connected with it. It might have been in a secure holding place. If it's abandoned, that holding cell might be deteriorating. That's why it might be able to communicate now. There's no way they'd let something be able to affect the outside environment if it posed a risk to anybody inside. Unless they fucked up.
Alright. Well, I'm a little nervous. I'm gonna stay up and, just keep watch out front of the hotel. I think we should maybe sleep in shifts tonight.
Yeah, I'm not gonna be going to sleep right away. I need to make sure everything's in functioning order. Because if we're going in there, whatever happens, if there's other people in there and we want that thing out, I don't know what's going to happen. But if this is some, I don't know, actual thinking creature.
Well, let's try to get some sleep and then let's find that contact first thing in the morning, and we'll go from there.
Mm-hmm. Do we have any ringing of the ears or anything right now? As we've come into town and we've started being in the area.
Why don't you all make a contest?
Aw.
No.
Oh, it's not quite my dump step, but it's close.
You
I got a 49 under 70.
70. Kilo?
Kodak, crit fails.
Roofed up.
Oh no!
21 under 70 over here. No,
42
Kodak.
under
No!
70.
But yeah, you, Kodak, you have an intense ringing in the ears and a migraine setting in.
Right.
And unless you,
On a score of 1 to 10,
uh, probably an 8 right now.
damn.
Ooh.
And unless you want to take some Tylenol or ibuprofen or Advil or aspirin or something, you will suffer a minus 20% penalty to all rolls. Skill checks.
Okay, Advil time.
Time to get a
I
dependency.
think we said we were going to be stocking
we're-
that up
We're
when we got
stocking up.
here.
I think
We all have a bottle of
suggested
Advil.
it. You guys never said
Yeah.
anything about
That's
doing it.
fair. Is Kodak, I guess, starting to look like he's holding his head? I'm good.
Kopesh, do you want to go to the all-night drugstore with me? And
Yeah, that's
Kilo
fine.
can stay here.
Yeah, let me
I'll
go.
stay here, but if you can get me some ibuprofen, that'd be awesome.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we'll get you something.
Yeah, we go and run over there real fast, get some ibuprofen, fucking earplugs, a whole bunch of shit. Everything that we can find that deals with sound and pain,
Yeah.
and hurry back.
During the drive over, how are you doing, Kopesh?
Uh,
I know this isn't easy for you.
between you and me, buddy, if it's still active, I don't know if I'm going to have trigger discipline when we walk in there.
I don't think
That place
anyone would have
should
told you
Be
this.
working.
I don't think anybody would have told you this, but we didn't extract everyone. The other two subjects were either still down there or they
I
were
know.
taken somewhere else, so it's very possible that one of your brothers or sisters might be down there. And when it comes to that, I'm not going to be able to make the decision.
I ever tell you I still see Scarlet in my mind? Don't know why.
I wouldn't be surprised. That place does things to people. And not just in the fun ways where you get to throw things with your mind. And I kind of tap you on the shoulder.
I mean, I was a fucking kid. I didn't know any better.
No, you
It's
didn't.
not my fault that they left things just lying around.
That's true. I'm just glad we were able to get you out and give you a little bit of a better life.
I don't know what the company would have had me be.
A weapon. It's what they do with all of their experiments, is they have weapons.
Lean back in the chair a little bit. It's like, well, kind of turned out that way for Delta Green anyways.
But you do it in the name of keeping everything safe. They do it in the name of pushing an agenda to the highest bidder.
That's fair. At least I did get Rama's morals. It's
Yeah.
probably the best thing.
I'm glad we were able to get you out with Rahima.
Yeah.
Probably the best mother anyone could ever ask for.
Closest thing to one I got.
Closest thing to one that you'd ever need.
And I fucking dip into the store and ride back kind of in silence, as
Yeah.
nervous,
Radio,
kind of
just pure silence.
tapping the fingers on the dash and stuff, kind of fidgety. And we walk in, and I don't toss the Advil. I go quick, bring a bottle of water in, and hand Kodak a bottle of water and just the pills.
Yeah, thanks, mate.
So I just, and then I kind of huck earplugs around. It's like, maybe we should sleep with these on. And then I'm gonna thinking about it.
Kodak,
Oh,
roll a d12.
You're not going to make him take a d12 damage, are you?
No.
We're about to find out.
Jesus.
Well, hopefully this is really good or really bad. 12.
Well, the Tylenol negates the penalty for 12 hours.
Okay, cool.
So
Awesome.
what time is it right now?
It's
Probably like 3. 2 or 3, yeah.
probably like
AM.
2 a.m.
2 a.m.
Yeah.
Yeah, 2 a.m.
Cool, thanks.
Getting
So
in a
12
nice
is a
little
good
bit.
roll.
Yeah.
You get to sleep.
Yay!
Well, if Kopesh isn't tossing and turning too much.
Oh, this the thing. As everyone's still in the room and we're kind of like doing
Fun
that,
party.
winding down conversation a little bit, Kopesh has a thought that Kilo said this thing is trying to reach out. So Kopesh is going to go lie down on his bed, or at least sit down on his bed, I think, and open his mind and try and hear things.
Try and communicate with it.
Try and essentially, if this was the D&D, detect thoughts.
Roll power.
That's an odd one.
Okay. So
Jesus! Crit success!
That's a crit success at the highest order. It's probably not a good thing.
No, you're hearing the screams of everyone that you loved.
So how it works, you roll power to see if it's gonna cost anything, right? Because this isn't surface thoughts that you're just,
Yeah, this is...
you're trying to fully
If it's broadcasting to the point where it's causing people pain, and it's trying to be heard and people just can't hear it, I'm seeing if I can try and hear it this way.
Mm-hmm.
Possibly to my own detriment. I'm trying to listen to something beyond just sound.
That's true.
If I just get these guys' thoughts, that's 100% fine.
I think you definitely would. I think it would be these guys' thoughts, anybody else in the nearby vicinity as well.
Hope it worked too well.
I think it would, yeah. And actually, you have a terrible migraine now, and a terrible ringing in the ear.
I tried to focus in on it. I found it, and it's not good.
And it hurts.
It hurts so bad.
You might want to take a couple Tylenol.
Yeah, Kopesh kind of looks like he's focusing for a second, then he just fucking keels over holding his head like, oh, fuck, that was a bad idea.
Yeah.
And he stumbles over and gets his own Tylenol and just, like, takes an extra one.
Yeah, we all got a bottle at the store. Everyone has their own bottle.
Roll a d12.
You want a D12?
Yeah.
Nope. Dice down! Where'd that go? Oh, there it is. 10.
Nice.
I get to sleep after my
We'll see.
dumb decision. Yeah, that's fair.
You guys are done conversating for the night. We'll say you all go to bed. Kopesh, why don't you give me a sanity roll?
You just really want me to break.
This could be it.
This is just to see if you.
That's a 68. That's a fail.
Okay, so you
Almost nice.
do not sleep. You're
I just toss and turn.
just tossing and turning, and you're just replaying.
Eventually, I just try and lie still in the bed to try and not wake Kodak, but I just stare at the ceiling.
Yeah, you're just replaying memories from the ranch, from your childhood. Some of them, you're not even sure. By the end of it, you're not even sure if they're memories or they're just things you're making up. Or
Yeah. Can I try and turn this into something that I can use? Can I roll military science and try and figure out what I remember about security systems and other shit?
what kind of military science do you have? You have military land, don't you?
Yeah.
I just straight up have military science land.
So that's like
Entrances, exits.
yeah.
That would be like, yeah. It's not really the electronics of it, but I'm just trying to like, was it key cards? Was it like,
It was
how
also
long were the
20 years
hallways?
ago.
How many doors do I remember? Or is my mind playing too many tricks on me?
Make an intelligence
Which
roll.
is 100% fair.
Ooh, you got good intelligence, right?
I think so. I hope so. 68 under 70.
Nice.
68 again. Goddamn.
You remember that there was 3 floors. You didn't really leave the 3rd floor. You pretty much spent most of your time there. You remember you had a room remember a long hallway with doors down either side. There were 3 doors that were rooms. Yours and Scarlett's and another child whose name you don't remember. You remember at the end of the hallway there was a laboratory, and that's pretty much it.
Sounds good.
Well, I'm gonna drain the lizard and try to get some sleep.
Everybody gets some sleep except for Kopesh. Let me remember exhaustion rules.
Did anything come from my
It takes willpower, I
eventful
believe.
call or my eventful call with
Yeah, I was
Yale?
waiting for us to you. I'm assuming you go and do that alone.
I would have done that while he was telling the story after we got Tylenol. Which you probably would have looked up Kopesh and realized that Kuro is gone.
That's okay.
Yeah.
I've realized he's probably got a lot of things on his mind at the same time.
Yeah. Well, like I said, I was around for the extraction, so I'm trying to get resources.
You weren't part of the extraction, but yeah, you were part of Delta Green when it
Yeah.
happened.
Yeah.
I'll just share them in setting the scene. I think.
Yeah, I would have shared it all in the morning anyways.
I'll put it in handouts. Now, don't mind my crudely drawn, the hand-drawn maps.
Fantastic. That's exactly what you were looking for, wasn't it, there, Kopesh?
Pretty much trying to put it together in my head, yeah.
Yeah. So that would be greeting you in the morning.
Lovely.
I'd probably knock on the door, you'd answer it, and I'd be like, "You didn't sleep at all, did you?"
I believe in exhaustion gives you a -20 penalty.
I thought after a certain point you start taking willpower damage for being awake. Without stimulants.
Oh, I would have came with a bunch of coffee.
Yeah, 20 rings a bell, and yeah, something like coffee can hold it off for.
Yeah.
I think you roll a d6 for that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
I'm trying to remember. Willpower points.
Meanwhile, I'm totally method acting. I actually do have a headache. Like, this guy's killing the whole, the angle of he's got a headache. It's like,
Yeah,
no, it's actually I've got one. Yeah.
Perfect.
Well, I was method acting as well. That's why I went to the toilet briefly.
Yeah. That's why you drank the steak and went to bed.
Yeah.
Well, while you were gone, I procured us some floor plans.
Oh, spectacular.
Yeah, quite indeed. Yes. I guess when we kind of wake up together in the morning,
Oh, shit.
Philo, is there anything that you'd kind of want to talk about?
Me?
Yeah. Well, we shared the same room. I assume we probably get up at around the same time. My alarm clock goes off. I just leave it because I sleep through it, and you throw something at me to wake me up. And then we're both kind of awake at that point.
I
I
got
think
nothing.
at some early ass point in the morning, I'm thinking like 5, I sneak out and just grab so many energy drinks. And by the time Kodak, I think when you wake up, there's 2 empty cans beside me, or 1 empty can beside me. I'm sipping another one. And on my bed, you see the duffel off to the side. It's empty, and I'm taking inventory, and I'm currently inspecting and re-putting back together a assault carbine that has been basically illegally moved across borders. You could probably realize.
Wow.
There's
It's not illegal.
papers that people generally don't see, and yeah.
We took my private jet. We're fine.
We took your jet. Yes, yeah.
And we carry the blocks across anyway, right?
Yep. Oh yeah, the FBI badges help to an extent, but it's like I got a rifle. I have the vest that we got from Buddy, but I also have a combat vest, the big bulky one with a Velcro piece on the front, and then you just see off to the side there's FBI, DEA, Like, I can just switch whichever one I want in that moment and just put it onto that big-ass bulky vest.
Perfect. And the only one you've used is FBI. The rest of them look pristine.
Yeah, there's a couple FBI ones that are marked up and scratched.
Yeah, one that has a bullet hole through it.
Yeah, I think so.
Probably. Yeah,
So
right on the
Kodak's
top of
lying
the
in-
eye.
Yeah.
I was going to say, so Kodak's lying on his side, you know, he's just peeking over past the covers, sees this whole scene in front of him. Nah.
Yeah.
Rolls back over.
It's-
Rolls
you're-
back over to get another 10 minutes.
Yeah. You're like, okay,
He's seen
so
some
you're just like, I've seen guys like this before in the military. We're okay. It's
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
If
I'm
shit
gonna let him
goes
have his
down,
moment.
hide behind Kopesh.
Pretty much.
So, Kuro, you got Kopesh out of this place.
I didn't necessarily get him out, but I was around when the extraction happened. I remember it coming onto my desk and thinking it was important enough to move forward with.
Well, that's good of you.
And at that point, you see me on my computer, and I'm like, come over here. And I kind of show you the floor plans. This is what this place looked like about 22 years ago. Got a few floors, got a few rooms. Is this in a building or is it subterranean?
Subterranean.
It's all underground.
Jeez.
If I had to guess, they're not making it easy for us, and we're going to need to go down to the bottom floor to find what we need. A lot of corners to look around, a lot of things to be wary of. Also,
Well-
they could have changed up the entire facility by now, but at least this is something to go for. They don't usually change staircases.
I just want to know from you, if the place is still operational, is it worth barging our way in to get this thing out? Is it worth those lives we'll have to take to get to it?
So, Kilo, I'm going to be honest with you. This is the governmental Delta Green, not the one we're a part of.
Okay, well, you can understand why I'm a little confused, because, yeah, you mentioned the company earlier, and I kind of understood now that I'm not really... We seem to be our own kind of offshoot.
There are two branches of Delta Green. There's the governmental one, and there's the one we're a part of. They fractured. And the governmental one wants to use things as weapons, where we want to basically secure things and get rid of things that shouldn't be here. Hence what we've done in our other missions. You know, like, they probably would have captured the Jishin and made them do something. What? We don't know, but we could have dropped them on foreign soil and let them run amok. That's something more that the other Delta Green would do.
Gotcha. So if we don't get to this thing, there's a chance that some village in Afghanistan is going to start getting headache.
If we don't get to this thing, it will be used, replicated, and there will probably be an army of them.
Alright, well, let's get to work.
But that also being said, this is a governmental facility, which I assume will have heavily armed people, highly trained people, and our payload is going to be at the very bottom of where we're going.
You really know how to motivate people, and you know
I want to give you,
really
wanna give-
sell that this could be that we can achieve success here.
Kilo, I want to give you all the information so you can prepare. I don't want you thinking, oh, Kuro's been here, he might have access, he knows the floor plans, easy in, easy out. I want to ready you for the reality of what we might have to be dealing with.
I never assumed it'd be easy in, easy out, but I mean, there's a little bit of a difference between breaking into a defunct facility compared to Area 51.
I look at you deadpan in the face. Kilo, this isn't the only time we're going to be breaking into a facility. I'm going to need you and Kopesh to break into another one for the good of the planet. So we'll just call this training, and we'll leave it at that.
Oh man, I should have spent more time with Kopesh on the firing range. Fuck. Let's go meet this person and let's get this going. The longer we stay here, the more chance that one of us is going to start getting headaches too.
Yeah, I'm assuming Kopesh and Kodak are popping more Tylenol because the migraine's not stopping. Actually, everybody roll con again.
24.
20.
Yes.
That's a 90. I have a headache.
I'm good. 20 out of 55.
Con 20 under 70.
Nice. So yeah, Kilo is hitting you now.
Let's get this done.
Oh, I gotta lose my sand for this exhaustion.
You lose sanity?
You lose stand for exhaustion? Dude,
Oh, this
you're
is.
one o-
No, I don't think
No.
so.
You gotta lose willpower, sorry.
I was about to say, dude, you're gonna break from a headache? How anticlimactic.
Oh, this is exhaustion. The Minus penalty is exhaustion after losing sanity or hit points.
You haven't lost any sanity or hit points yet.
Yeah. So I don't know how you want that to play, Mr. Handler.
Where is it in the book?
Page 47.
Is that Agent's Handbook or Handler's Guide?
The Delta Green handbook. I think it's the Agents.
I think at
Yeah,
this
Agents
point,
handbook,
Kuro,
page 47.
I think at this point, Kuro might knock on our adjoining wall to let you know that he's awake and kind of.
Come knock on the door. Like
No,
a
just
human
knock.
being.
After like a couple minutes of you guys not coming over, I come outside with my laptop. I just fucking try the door. Is it unlocked?
Yeah, because I went out for energy drinks and came back.
I'd come in the door and I'd have the laptop and I'd sit down with both of you and kind of go over the floor plans with you.
The old floor plans.
Yeah. This is all I was able to find. This is the old floor plans for the facility. Subterranean, underground. If I had to guess, heavily armored people inside, government officials. Well, not officials, but government
That's
workers.
if it's still moving. I mean, if that's the epicenter and the town feels like this, they gotta have one hell of a fucking way to block out noise on your head.
Yeah. But this is what we're looking at. If I had to guess, bottom floor is where this thing is.
Okay, so yeah, it says says a good rule of thumb is that going a night without sleep or refusing to rest after losing sanity. I'm just gonna meet it in the middle and say because you haven't lost sanity at all, but you did go a night without sleep, you suffer a minus 10%, which you can negate with stimulants.
The copious amounts of energy drinks I'm drinking right now.
Yeah, so
Energy
roll
drinks.
d6.
Oh fuck, that's a 6.
So that's how long.
Oh, that's 6
Yeah.
hours.
Yeah, 6 hours. Your energy drinks will negate your penalty for 6 hours.
Yeah. Do you want me to take a willpower hit too?
Yes.
Do you want me to roll, or do you want me to just take a number?
It says roll a d6.
That's a lot.
It's a 2.
Thank fuck it's not a 6.
Yep.
I kind of look at you there, Kopesh, and I'm like, you didn't sleep last night, did you?
Nope. As he's
Yeah.
putting the rifle into the duffel bag, as well as all the other things he has.
Kind of figured.
Um,
So, looking at these plans, I don't suppose anything would kind of stick out to you in memory, eh?
pointed at the 3rd floor and to one of the bedrooms. It's like, that was my room. That's about it, man. I didn't go through the rest of this place. That was a long time ago. I've spent a lot of time trying to get this place out of my head.
It looks like the best place to contain something would either be in the bedrooms, up on floor 2 in that big room if they put up some kind of fence, or maybe at the back of floor 3. I don't really know what to expect here, though.
That's a medical facility, from what I remember.
Was a medical facility.
It is a laboratory.
Floor 1 looks like it's got a bunch of bedrooms for staff.
So do you
Or
think this is a
prisoners.
breach by day or breach by night type of thing?
I think we got to go talk to our contact here and see if she's heard anything about Zygot Ranch. I want any more info we can get before we go to this place.
With a good night of sleep, it should probably be around 9 a.m., so she should be awake. Who's got the best people skills?
I'm relatively persuasive. I have 60 in persuasion. Don't know how that compares to the rest of you.
What do you have in charisma?
That ain't so good from memory.
My persuade is 52. My charisma's my dump stat at 60.
Well, I'm not seeing my charisma. Hey, my charisma's 80. Sorry, I was
Hey,
looking elsewhere.
Yeah.
I'm used to the Call of Cthulhu sheet, so yeah,
might
we might
be-
be alright.
Let's see if you could spearhead this call.
Let's do it. Alright, so we're making a phone call only. We're not going in person. Gents, I
We
think
can,
we might make a better
maybe-
impression if we go in person.
I agree with Kodak on that. I think we should go in person.
Yeah.
Yeah, rather than a disembodied voice on the telephone calling up a conspiracy theorist.
Well, and you don't call somebody up and be like, "We're from here." You show up and you show the card.
Not to mention this is a government town and conspiracy theorists, but the wires could be tapped. It's what I would do if I was a governmental agency.
I tap him on the shoulder as I think we start heading out of the room. I'm like, check the room for bugs. I walk by with the the duffel bag.
So Kodak says, look, maybe we need to play the game. We call ahead, make an appointment for later this morning, and then go in person. But perhaps not all four of us. That might be too intimidating. Kopesh, you haven't had much sleep. Maybe you hang back. What do you guys think?
I think that you and I could probably go in and have a nice meeting while they figure something out. Get a lay of the land, possibly.
Yeah.
I pull out a travel map that I got from like outside for visitors of the whole town, and I just put it in front of Kuro. I'm like, mark it on the map. I want to do a drive-by.
Who doesn't know the exact location?
Oh,
Yeah,
right.
That was our whole issue.
Right.
Would I know the rough location from my phone call with Yale?
You know, it's north of town. But there's...
I'd kind of draw a line at the top of town and put an arrow above it, somewhere up there.
That's not fucking helpful.
Dude, I eliminated the whole south of town, the east of town, the west of town. I took 3 directions off your map, man.
That's fair. I think then I look at Kilo. It's like, I want to hit up the local library and see if we can dig up any old news reports of weird ass shit from back in the day.
Hell yeah, let's do it.
We'll go talk to our lovely lady at the Inquirer.
Insider.
Same difference.
They're going to go to the Insider. We're going to go to the library.
Mm-hmm.
We call ahead first.
Yeah, we'll call ahead first.
Let's do that. So we call ahead, make the call, unless you want to play it through.
Yeah, who's calling?
We get in the car and head over. Yeah, ring ring.
Ring, 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 ring. It rings 3 or 4 times. And a young woman answers, "Hello."
Good morning, and just a quick pause, meta question. As FBI field agents, are our badges in assumed names or our real names? I assume they don't have Kopesh, Kilo, Kodak on them.
That's what I think that's what they do have.
Yeah,
they're all the K names.
Yeah.
Okay, beautiful, thank you. All right,
So
cheers.
we have a name to use and a badge for ID.
Wonderful. All right. Good morning, my name is Special Agent Kodak. I would like to make an appointment, if I could, please, with Susan Simmers. Is she going to be available this morning?
Yeah, that's me.
Oh, good morning, Ms. Simmers. Yeah, I'm calling from the Washington Field office where we're currently in town, just a routine little investigation, and we thought you might be able to help us out. Would you have maybe 20 minutes this morning just for us to pop by and have a quick informal chat?
Definitely. If you can swing by as soon as possible.
All right, wonderful. My partner and I will be grabbing coffees on the way. Can we get you something?
Oh, yeah, large double.
Done. We'll see you soon.
Once you hang up the phone, you fuckers are all trying to drain my bank account. I swear to God.
I
You
look
got a
at
private
you.
jet.
You're not there.
I
We're
look
in the
at you.
car.
It's a coffee.
Yeah,
You're
exactly.
dropping
You
us
got a
off at the
private jet, yeah.
library, motherfucker.
All right. So in the
Oh,
car
God.
ride, Kodak turns to Kuro and says, "Look, when we get there, are you happy to run the majority of the conversation? You've got a little bit more experience. This is my first, field trip, as it were. I still feel very much like the rookie. Are you comfortable running with this? And you seem to have a little bit of background on the other guys and the sensitivities involved."
I kind of sigh. Yeah, I'm always the face of the. I'm always the face. I was just hoping I can get out of it, but I'll run this one too.
Because I think your good looks might get us a long way with Miss Simmers.
I know my purple eyes seem to just
Stroke
put
the
people at
ego.
ease.
Stroke the ego.
Most of the time women are scared of me, but we don't need to get into that.
You guys drop off Kopesh and Kilo at the library.
Yeah. Be good, you kids. Don't talk to the people out back. They'll try and offer you drugs. Actually, Kopesh, you might want some. It'll help you stay awake. I'll leave that with you.
And
Just
we
shake
Tahoe-
my head and walk away.
Tahoe drives away. So, Kopesh and Kilo make your way into the library. I guess give me a search rules.
We could do
There's no
that.
investigation on the.
That's an 8 under 64.
Nice.
That's a 7 under 60.
Man, you guys are using Game Shark on your rolls or something. What the hell?
Yeah, why don't I use this for when I have to fire a gun? This is
Yeah, that'd be amazing for you.
Because that's when you're supposed to fail and shoot your friends.
Yeah, again.
I guess let us know what we find.
So, you guys are doing some digging. You can find old news clippings. There's a report of an incident at the ranch 22 years ago.
Do they have an address for this ranch?
Yeah, I guess you probably will be able to find the address there in that
No.
information. The report is basically says that there was mad cow disease. This is the official report.
Yeah, I was just like, okay.
There was an outbreak in mad cow disease and it was shut down. There is also another report that wasn't taken very serious a few years prior to that incident, where there was sightings of some strange creatures around the ranch. It was never really determined what they were, but there's sightings of some sort of humanoid creatures around the ranch that kind of got covered up and kind of blown off.
Probably like a small subsection in a paper. It's not a big article or anything. It's okay. So we're digging through those. This is
I guess we'll move back to Kodak and
yeah.
Kuro.
Hoorah. Any little small talk you want to do on the way, or just cut there?
Yeah, sure, absolutely. So, you kind of blew me a little bit. Sorry, bad expression. You blew me away with a little bit with that story. What a night! You kind of blew me away with that story about, essentially being having those missing years. How did you reconcile that when you came to with your family and your friends?
Well, I have no family. They're all dead. My friends all died in the previous mission that I was in. So I didn't really reconcile it. And basically, a week after I was found again, I got sent on a mission. So it's probably still just lingering up there. I just haven't paid attention to it.
That's ruthless. A week after they put you back out in the field.
Well, to them it was 8 years after, but yeah.
You all right with that? You're not in any way resentful?
You gotta do what you gotta do. When you're in a position such as you don't have the luxury of being resentful or carrying these things. for the good of the people, you kind of need to put it to the side and think about what you're doing instead of what it's done to you. You know, there's a lot of things in my life I wish I can go back and change, a lot of things that haunt me, a lot of things that I know I'm going to need to do, not only for me, but for the good of humanity itself. But you just need to take it one day at a time and do your best to achieve whatever mission you're on.
You're a stronger man than I would be, I think. So.
I should have made you take the veteran thing. When you made
Me?
your character. Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, you know my backstory. It would make sense.
Yeah.
Retroactive. Lose more sanity, motherfucker.
No, I like having 80. Fuck off. I handle things well. I bury them like a true man. So, what about yourself? I've given you little tidbits about me. How about we get a little deeper here? What kind of skills do you have? What brought you into this? And don't worry, I will reciprocate.
Hey, that's fine. There's no tit for tat. I'm getting the vibe here with this team. At your own pace, disclose what you feel comfortable with. Yeah, I'm getting good vibe about this team. So yeah, just play it by ear. But yeah, for me, I only held back on my background earlier because I didn't know what kind of fellow freaks I was with. And I mean that in the nicest way.
You knew.
I have no doubt. So, but when I saw that rock floating in the air and spinning around, I instantly felt at ease. I felt like I was with my people. So for me, essentially, it was true what I said. I used to be a freelance photographer in the Persian Gulf War. But after that, I took a voluntary role because I came into, well, after seeing the atrocities of war, like a lot of people, it affected me, right? So I wanted to do more things, to volunteer my time, help good causes, all that good stuff, Anyway, long story short, I was involved in an archaeological dig. I volunteered my services in Egypt. And I'm not even going to preempt this by saying as crazy as it sounds, or you'll think I'm mad, but I'll just say it straight out. I got teleported through time. Again, for me, it was several weeks or months. I can't quite consolidate in my mind how long for. But when I returned, only moments had passed. And I did find that I had some skills. But unlike Kopesh, or potentially yours, they're not always guaranteed. I can't just switch them on and off. So I may not be as reliable in terms of relying upon them as the rest of you. So please don't see me as some kind of fellow superhero. I'm going to rely on my mortal powers.
That's all that we ask. As long as you can contribute, that's more than enough.
Exactly. So that, in short, that's pretty much my deal. But I noticed we're pulling up next to a Starbucks. We'd better stop and get that coffee we promised. Otherwise, we'll be in the shit, right? Bad first impression.
I put my hand on your shoulder, and I'm like, just as a little tease. When I was gone for 8 years, I was in a different dimension with fourth dimensional beings. I kind of pat him twice, and I walk in to get the coffee.
What the fuck?
Wow. I think I'll need an extra shot in my coffee.
Yeah, you're just kind of sitting in there, and I would have been like, yeah, can I get a to-go travel thing? Can I just get a full of espresso, though? Yeah, that's great. And a double-double.
Nice.
Begrudgingly pay for it with my card, come back into the car. It's a beautiful day here. I'm actually kind of glad. Most of the time it's rainy, or, we've been up in Colorado. It's like Cloud City up there, but it's nice here. It's actually kind of hot. And I totally changed the topic, and we just talk about mundane subjects.
And you guys pull up to a little office building with a billboard with a sign that says The Insider.
Go inside, go to the front desk, and see about our meeting.
Yeah, you go inside. This is a very small office building. It's basically just one room. There's newspaper clippings all over the walls, and there is...
Is it like a murder board, or there are red strings connecting them all, and is it conspiracy theory haven? Or is
Yeah,
it a little more
bit.
put together than that?
Yeah, it's a little bit like that.
Sweet. I just want to get the vibe of the person that we're going to be talking to.
Yeah, there's a mid-20s blonde woman behind the counter. She types away at a laptop, and when the door jingles, she looks up. Oh, hello. Hello.
Hello. We're looking for Miss Simmers.
That's me.
Hello. We are agents up from Washington.
Oh, yes.
We were wondering if you might be able to shed a little bit of light on the occurrences that are happening here. Here's your coffee, by the way.
Oh, thank you so much. She shuffles over and grabs it. She's fairly short, 5'5", kind of thing. Yeah.
He looks up like, is that a dig at my guy? He's 5'5".
So is my guy.
Yeah.
We're all just eyeing each other off, like, huh?
Yeah.
Spider-Man meme.
Yeah. Meanwhile, I stand over all you guys, like, wow, people are shorter down here. So, what could you tell us, if you don't mind me being so upfront?
Oh, it's got something to do with that ranch outside of town, on the northern side of town.
Is she still sitting, or did she walk over?
She walked over and grabbed the coffee from me. Yeah, I've been looking into that ranch for years. I haven't gone inside. I'm kind of a little scared of the place, but...
Can you just go inside?
I know where the entrance is.
Oh, do you?
I do, yeah. I've never attempted to go inside.
Is it kind of spooky? Are there guys out front or something? Or
no, it's been abandoned for like 20 years or something like that.
Really? No one in or out?
As far as I know, yeah. I've never seen any activity there.
Huh. That's rather strange. What else did you find out about this place? And what makes you think the noise or headache thing's coming from there?
Well, between you and me, it's not really a ranch. There is an underground government facility there. It used to be.
Okay.
I don't have any solid evidence, but I've combed through a lot of old reports, and they used to do testings, animal testings, human testings.
Like with makeup or something? Or like, what do you mean testings?
Of the unnatural sort.
Really? And Kuro kind of goes over and grabs a seat for both her and I kind of get down and into a thinking, huddling position, kind of really gesturing out like I'm taking in what she's saying. Yeah. So she might feel a little more comfortable with letting it all out.
They were doing, as far as I know, they were doing splicing with genes, making animal-human hybrids, and
interesting
super soldiers, things like that sort.
Okay.
Yeah, it's my belief that there's some leftover experiment there that is now causing this.
Okay.
I've wanted to go and check it out, but I've been a little afraid of what I might find.
What have been your sources so far for this information?
I know a few people that I think you guys work for, and just I've dug up stories that have been buried, old news stories that have been buried.
Is this something you're trying to find out for your own curiosity, or is this something that you're wanting to publish?
On the side, I am writing a fiction novel. All of my reports that I've agreed not to publish make it into that fiction novel. I've just been really curious about the unnatural my whole life, and led me where I am today.
Is there anyone else in the town that you share this interest with that might also be able to provide us with some information? Have you confided in anybody else?
No, not really, no. I try not to. I don't want to end up missing. Or any of my loved ones to end up missing. so I usually keep this sort of things to myself.
I understand.
I know a little bit about how the program works.
Well, that's good to know.
Well, then definitely don't change what you're doing. Maintain the same routine. But yeah, we're certainly going to be looking into this for a little bit further. Go on.
Maybe I'll take out a map where, like, from the hotel and kind of ask her to mark out where it is, like the entrance, possibly.
The entrance is there's I'll mark the property down for you. There's a big burgundy barn on the property, and the entrance is inside the barn.
You know, that seems very fitting.
It's very vague.
No, fitting. Like, of course, the entrance to a subterranean place is going to be in the barn. It's not going to be under one of the cow stalls. Yeah. Have you seen any mutated animals or spliced animals in your time of looking at the place recently? Or does it seem like it's just abandoned and overgrown?
I can't say I have. Part of me wishes I have, but most of me wishes is happy I didn't.
Yeah. That's something you see, and your sanity might take a bit of a hit.
Now, we understand about 11 people recently attempted to take their lives. They suffered some symptoms of headaches and migraines. Would you happen to know their names and where they lived? We want to try and establish a pattern, a geographical pattern if we can as well.
Yeah, that totally makes sense. I can't say I know their names or where they live. I know that most of them were seen by a Dr. Oxford, and he might be able to get you that information.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you.
Do you know the rough ages of these people, or was it a spread?
Yeah, I think it was kind of a spread.
And do you know where we can find Dr. Oxford?
He's more susceptible.
Does he have a practice? Is he in a local hospital?
Yeah, he just works. There's a small clinic on the northern part of town.
Are there any other strange happenings around the town that might not have anything to do with this ranch, but maybe in some vague way might be correlated?
Nothing that's crossed my radar recently.
Any other questions that you may have, Kodak?
Kodak was just about to turn to Kuro and say, I think I've got as much information as I came here for. If you don't have anything else, maybe we can leave Miss Simmers to do her job. And again, I'd reiterate that just go about your business as normal. If we need to reach you again, is there a more discreet way we can reach you rather than walking into your office? You said before you were a little bit worried about perhaps others noting your interest in this.
I mean, yeah, you guys can call me and I could meet you somewhere. I would, if you guys are gonna go in there, I would love to go with you. I'm a little afraid to go in there by myself, but with some boys with me, I wouldn't mind.
No, we appreciate that. We'll obviously try and keep you out of harm's way, so we'll call on you only if we need, but we appreciate the gesture. Thank you.
I kind
of
look at Kodak as he leaves, and I'm like, this fucker. I can't believe he just said that. I kind of hold back a sec, wait till he walks outside, and I'm like, we don't know what we're dealing with down there. It could be extremely dangerous. Rather than having you down there with us as we first go, it might be a better idea for you to go after we make sure there's nothing down there.
Okay.
Sorry, you're having this conversation outside the office now, or are you saying this to Susan?
I'm saying it to Susan after you kind of walk out.
Right.
Yeah, I'm just like, look, I'm going to be straight with you. There's obviously something down there. We want to keep you safe, just like we want to keep the citizens of the town safe. If you're so inclined to go down, we may be able to walk you through after we have cleared whatever danger there may or may not be.
I would love the opportunity.
All right, thank you. And
So
I kind of give her my card. If there's anything else, give this number a call.
Okay.
And then I'll jog outside to kind of catch up with him before he notices I come back.
Kisses.
Bye, kisses, ma. I catch up to you and I'm like, please do not invite people to come through when they might die.
Look, she made the offer and I just wanted to give her an open, uncommitted statement just to appease her because I didn't want to shut any doors on her and get her offside. So I certainly wasn't going to bring her along, but I just wanted to give her a response without shutting the door for her.
Okay.
That's all. Yeah, don't worry.
We may have to give her a little walk through the place after we clear it.
Do you think so?
Well, once we clear it, she's either going down there herself or we're going down there with her. And I think it might be more safe if she had someone else, just in case we miss something.
Oh, 100%. But yeah, I certainly wouldn't take her down there if we don't know what we're expecting. 100%.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
we're
yeah.
taking her down there after the fact.
Yeah. Again, I was just trying to play along with her and not get her offside.
Yeah,
I'm glad we're on the same page.
She seemed way too excited. She was going down there once we left, or who knows. But at least if there's someone else down there, we can kind of maybe steer her away from the more sensitive areas or clear some information.
Certainly. And who knows, first time we go in and out, we might even need to torch the place and she'll never get an opportunity to go in.
Ooh, we should get some alcohol and styrofoam. We've done really well with that. So maybe on the way back to the library, we'll get some alcohol and, I don't know, maybe a few vases that are packed in styrofoam.
You guys do one mission without making napalm?
You know what? If it worked once, it'd be stupid not to have it again.
Just so easy to make.
It is. Don't do it at home, kids. But
now, how much time did passed in that interview? So Kodak's just wondering whether there's enough time to go and see the doctor before we go back to the library.
Oh yeah.
Well, we could always ring Kopesh and Kilo too. Just be like, hey, we got another lead. We're gonna stop off there before we come back. So maybe I'd give Kilo a call. Like,
hey,
Kilo, my lord, you look handsome today. Kilo, we found out a little bit of information, and we have another character that we'd like to interview. Are you guys good there for a little while?
Yeah, honestly, like, we found a little bit about the library, but nothing more than some strange happenings, maybe human-animal hybrids, stuff like that.
Yeah, we heard the same thing from our favorite little conspiracy theorist here. She also told us where the entrance was, and she said that the place has been pretty much abandoned.
Okay.
So I may have gotten your hopes up for nothing, but still keep that in the back of your mind.
No, I think it's better that it's abandoned. That definitely makes things easier on us.
No, I definitely agree, but still be kind of prepared. So, are you guys done perusing, or do you want a little bit more time?
I think we're done here. Kopesh, are we done here?
I think we're done. We got a bunch of information.
Yeah, we're good.
A ton of relevant stuff.
It's all good.
Went through a lot of nonsense to find what we did.
Okay. Cool.
Well then, I guess we'll come pick you up. I don't think we should go into the hospital 4 strong to talk to the dude or the clinic to check out the dude who found all the suicides, but, maybe a couple of us can go in, switch it up a bit.
Sure. Sounds good.
Okay. Alright, we'll come grab you. Make sure that he's topped up on coffee, please. Or energy drinks. It's about time you drank another one.
I will.
Oh,
I'll make sure.
Okay. Yeah, make sure he's taking care of himself. If he dies, I swear to God, Kilo, I swear to God, click. And at that point, I kind of look over at Kodak. You gotta put the fear in him somehow.
Hey, speaking of which, again, I'm the rookie. I'm happy to take a back seat on any suggestions and strategies. If we go, I agree, 4 strong, no good at all. I wonder if it's still worth just you and I going to see the doctor. So we're the only 2 FBI agents that are noted in any conversation. It's a small town, right? So if word gets around, there's 4 different people. It may work to our advantage that there's 2 that aren't even that are flying under the radar. What do you think?
Well, I don't think they're wearing their colors out in public at the library right now. I think we're all basically undercover. They could just be car friends. It's possible that they might want to grab a bite while we're in there. But if they're done,
I just meant, with the interview with the doctor. Yeah, that's all.
Yeah, like if they're all done, there's no point in just leaving them there to draw suspicion, right? 2 people just sitting around in a library doing nothing.
Oh, 1000%. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm only talking about the interview with the doctor.
Oh yeah.
It won't be
Interview
random people
Toby
off the street,
and people.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, cool.
We're on the
same page.
same page. I just got odd methods, but we're on the same page.
Not odd at all.
Depends who you ask.
Nah.
Tried to make a microwave once, and that turned out terribly. Anyways, we drive to the library.
You also pull out a notepad and go, I'm not odd. Underline.
I pull out my notepad. You'd see me flipping through it, and it's got a bunch of little random notes on it. I write, I'm not odd. Flip it closed. Flip it back open. People say, whatever. Keep driving.